Dear customer, I welcome you to this quick setup tutorial. With just a few steps, you will be able to get your system up and running. While your account manager is scheduling a personal training session for you, please make sure to follow the following steps. First of all, let's click on our agency's name to check our account information. In the first tab, the General tab, we will find the agency ID number in case our support team asks you for it, the agency name. If you want to be listed in the agency directory, I will click on yes because this is a good marketing for my agency. The name, street name, etc., our whole address, our Kigo account currency, and the email we use in our Kigo account. Also, we will find the following button, Export Account Data. This button allows you to export your whole account information into an Excel. To do so, you will need an export password that support can provide you easily. Furthermore, you can click on the second tab that allows you to change your password at any time. The Billing tab will show you your billing information and you will be able to update it at any time also. The last tab will show the invoices between you and Kigo. Also, you will have a link which allows you to download the invoice on your computer. So, now let's get started with our Kigo system. First of all, what every property needs is an owner. So, let's under Setup click on Owner. As we don't have any owner yet, I click on Add Owner. And I will just introduce my owner, for example with this email address. I click on search. The system has not found the owner yet, so I will click on yes to accept this one. I will create a new owner. This will lead me to the following section. Here I will just need to introduce the owner's information, a cell number for example, a street number, like this, a city, let's say it's here in Barcelona, the country would be Spain, we can add additional information and the currency in euros as we are here in Europe. And I click on Add Owner. The owner has been added. I click on No, as I will show you some more information. Perfect, our first owner has been added. We can click here under Login Rights. If we click on here, we have access to the own extranet of the owner. If you want to give this owner access to his own extranet, we just need to click here on Edit and on Send Login Rights to this owner. So we will be able to access his own extranet site. Perfect, our owner has been created. So now let's go on with our property. Let's click here on Properties. I have here in my active properties, add a new property. So first of all, I will have to select an owner. Please be careful. Every time you create a new property and you assign it to the owner, this action cannot be undone. If you want to change the owner of a property, you will have to deactivate the current property and create a new one, assigning it to the correct owner. So in this case, I'm sure it's for this owner. And now I'm here in the property information. So the property name would be Barcelona Apartment 1, for example. It's a bed and breakfast, like this. How many bedrooms? Let's say 2. How many beds? 3. 1 king bed, 1 queen, and 1 single bed. Done. The checkout is normally, let's say, at 11 o'clock, and the check-in, so let's give it some time for the cleaning, 14. Average cleaning time is around, well, let's say 1 hour. The floor is on the 2nd floor. An elevator, yes. Bathroom 1. Our display rates, these are basically orientative rates. These are not the final rates. Let's say per night, it can cost this. Per week, let's say around this, and per month around this. It's not mandatory to fill in those fields. Maximum guest, let's say 5 adults, for children and for babies. Our minimum stay is 1 This is correct, and the maximum stay is 6 months. I agree with this. The information here, the country is in Spain, the city is Barcelona, street number 22. Other information, we can just easily introduce the details about this apartment here, the inventory, what will we find in this apartment, and the arrival sheet if you want to give some help about special check-in conditions, for example. Description, the short description for the property, a full description for the property, and some area description. What will the guests will be able to find around our property. Also, we can select some amenities that we offer. You will see a huge list of different amenities and nearby activities to do. I will add this property, some mandatory fields like the booking exactly. So I accept instant booking for this apartment, and the hold date's expiry, let's say it's for 7 days. So whenever we do a hold date after 7 days, if the guest hasn't confirmed yet, it's gonna be cancelled automatically. I click on add. So now our first apartment has been added. If I want to edit this apartment, I just have to click here on edit. In the second tab, I will be able to easily add pictures from my computer to this property. I can also edit the rent calculation by clicking on rent calculation. I just click on enable the rent calculation. In my case, for example, during the whole year, I have the same price. So from 1st of January to the 31st of December 2014. So normal season, for example, the minimum stay, let's stay at 1 night, but I have different prices. For example, I save this one. So for 1 to 3 nights, I have a price. For 4, I want to put another price for 4 to 7 nights. How do I do it? I go to the third column, I click here, I click on 8, as the third column is going to start with 8. I save this. So 1 to 3, 4 to 7, and the one with 8, I actually, if I don't want to use it, I can just delete the range by clicking here, delete the range. Yes. So, and now I have 2 columns. So I don't need to fill in fields that I don't need actually. But I have different prices per people. So enable per guest charge. I click on this one. My standard occupancy is 1 and the maximum occupancy is 5, for example. I save this and I can put here the pricing. So like this, for example. It's pretty easy. And 18. Perfect. I can also enable night of week pricing. So imagine if I had, for example, a different pricing for the weekend, I could just add a new night of week group here. I can select Friday and Saturday. It's going to be deselected here, selected in the second case, and I can just enter the new pricing. In this case, I don't have it, so I will just deselect it again. Yes. So I have my pricing. I can add some rent discounts, rent payment schedule. In my case, for example, it's going to be paid at the moment of reservation, 20%. To me as an agency, my rent commission is also 20%, like this. And the remaining payment is going to be paid to the owner directly at the same day as check-in, like this. I can add some fees if I want, and I can add a damage deposit. I will save this information. Exactly. I can enter it again with the edit button. My rent calculation has been saved. Also, when you create your second property, you will see a new option here, copy rent calculation from. So if you have similar properties, you can just copy it from one property to another and save a lot of time. So you don't need to go through the whole rent calculation again. Let's go on with the website pricing and booking. I can enable the website pricing and booking over here and enable website booking for this property. If I use a Kigo website, then I can set up some restriction for this one. Perfect. I will now just save this information as our first property is ready to go. Further on, I can still add more information to this property. So once our property is added into the Kigo system, we will click on calendar. Now this property is going to show up in our calendar. I can also change the view from a group view to an individual view, so I will just see this property. So now the second step would be to add the already existing information for this property. If you are using a per night charged a system with Kigo, then you will have from the property creation on exactly 10 days to introduce all your already existing bookings without any extra charge. So let's go on. For example, in April for the 13th, I click here. I have already booking until the 17th for 2 adults. I can introduce it as an inquiry, a hold date, or a confirmed. In this case, I will just introduce it as a confirmed booking. This will lead me directly to the information, and I will have to introduce the information of the customer. For example, the email address, the country, let's say it's Spain, the guest phone number, the check-in and check-out time, the source, which I can easily add, like for example, this one came from booking.com, and some more information I can add over here. The payment details will be found here. I click on here. If I want to apply the rent calculation we just introduced, we have it here. If I want to change this rent calculation, I can just go click on the already existing amounts and change the figures, because maybe my pricing changed already. So I can just introduce the figure and change the due date also. Okay, so you see it's pretty intuitive and it's pretty easy to just change the different figures. I will save this information and I will go back to our calendar. Our first reservation has been entered, so let's go on. I can also introduce past reservations. So for example, for the January 2014, I go to 4th, I go for 11 nights, I put in a confirm reservation. This might be interesting for statistics that you need to use. So you have the statistic of the whole year. Again, I have all the information here. I can set up the source. This one was from Flipkey, for example. And I just save and close the information. Now that we have introduced the owner, the property, and the respective reservations into our calendar, we will check our email templates by clicking here. First of all, in the first tab, you will see the emails that will be sent out manually. In the notifications and reminders, you will find email templates that are prepared already to be sent out automatically. Let's click on notification. You will find here the different triggers. And here, for example, take the third one. By clicking on edit, you can see the content of this email template. We click on preview to see how the variables look like. And here we will always find the condition. For example, here, guest submits an inquiry on our website. So this notification is going to be sent out always when the guest is submitting an inquiry on our website. If we want to keep this one, we don't need to change anything. If we decide to not go with this one, we click on properties, we deselect this option, and we save. Once this is done, we will find here our email template, and under properties, we'll find here none notification disabled. So this one is not going to be used. The same has got to be done for the reminders. We highly recommend to go through all the notifications and all the reminders in order to deselect or select the email templates you want to send out. Now that the setup is done correctly, it's time to get connected. We will start using the channel manager. For this, we first click on the directory where you will find all our portals and all our agencies Kigo is connected to. You should always follow 2 steps. The first one should always be to inform your account manager from the respective portal that from now on you will be using Kigo. The second one, depending on the portal, would be to click on the connect button in order to send a request to the portal. Once this request has been accepted, then you will be connected through Kigo. We highly recommend to go through all the support documentation regarding the portals, as with each portal, the connection process can be different. To find our documentation, you just need to click on Get Help here directly in your Kigo back office, and you will have to introduce directly the portal you want to connect to. If you have any problem regarding the system, any questions, you just need to click on Report a Problem. fill in your request, and this one is will be sent directly to the support team, who will take care of helping you the fastest possible. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will even more enjoy the Kigo system, and don't hesitate to contact us for any issue you might have. Thank you very much for watching.